Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2017 general readings. I am recording these in the last week or so of June. Thank you for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers who may be with us for the first time. And thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes, your feedback, your comments, your support. It's greatly appreciated. And to my regular clients as well for being so consistent in the feedback on how our readings continue to play out in your lives, which I always like to get updates on that. So thank you to my regular clients for being so consistent in your feedback. And thank you to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. It's a pleasure and an honor to read for you, and I'm grateful for the trust that allows me to do so. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can click on the About or Description button on my YouTube channel's homepage for more information. I do a wide variety of readings: love and romance, compatibility charting, career, work, and finance, channeled messages. I do yearly overviews and also monthly package deals. Oh, had some jumpers. It's a whole cluster, so I'll put them back in. Yearly overviews, gift readings, and so on. Current turnaround time is anywhere from a couple of days upwards of 2 weeks, but since I do readings full-time 6 days a week, I'm usually able to get back with you quite quickly and almost always set up a reading within a 2-week period of time. So if you're interested, email me and we'll go from there. So moving right along, these are general readings. There's many of you watching, so of course they're not going to mean the same thing to the same degree for everyone watching because everybody's different things going on in your lives, different natal charts. So that's why we always suggest you watch your rising and your moon sign videos as well for additional clarification, or you may find that one of your sun, your moon, or your rising may resonate for you or may play out more predictably for you over the time frame that the reading covers. These are the beginning of the month generals for July, so I'm going to be pulling 2 cards for each week with an additional 9th card from the bottom of the deck for overall guidance and energy. So let's get into this. Enough of all that blather. This reading is for the earth sign of Virgo. Virgo, our lovely Virgoans. What does the month of July 2017 have in store for our Virgos? Virgo, July 2017. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Show me Virgo. Virgo, July 2017. Okay, Virgo, we begin with the 7 of Cups, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. Really wanting a new beginning, a tangible change. Next to that, we have the Fool, my favorite card. And I love, in the Gilded Tarot by artist Sarah Marchetti, the Gilded Tarot deck that I use most often for my generals, I love the artwork, and particularly with the Fool. So the second week we have the Fool with the 4 of Cups. This is, you know, I pull the cards for week by week, but time is a human construct, of course, and I feel like it kind of varies in the divine realm, so give or take a little bit of time, and I am doing these early, but the intent is for July. So the third week we have the World and the 9 of Cups. And at the end of the month we have the Ace of Wands and the 5 of Swords. 2 aces, but which are new beginnings. The Fool, which is also about considering potential and opportunities for new beginnings, and the World, which is a card of completion. Hitting a milestone before new beginnings start. Lots of thinking about it. From the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance is the 9 of Pentacles. I'm actually going to start with your crowning card because I feel like it's kind of it represents the overall energy, but I just want to take a quick look, Virgo. Okay, I'm going to start with your crowning card. Your crowning card from the bottom of the deck represents overall energy and guidance, Virgo. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy. Let's see, we have 2 Pentacles, 3 Cups, a Wands, a Swords, and 2 Major Arcana. Okay. So Pentacles is earth energy. That's the element which governs the suit. And in the tarot, this suit usually manifests about things that we can, earth energy things that deal with the day-to-day concrete world we live in, things we can see and touch and feel. Often things like money, finance, property, resources, assets, tangible sorts of things, or tangible results of the energy we put into things. It doesn't necessarily have to reflect our career, work, or financial life. It can represent stability and tangible efforts in our the relationship sector of our life, or spirituality as well. You can apply the same energy to any area of your life. So the Nine of Pentacles is a great card. It's a card of independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment. It's sometimes referred to as the happy, single, successful woman card. Whether she's single or attached, it doesn't really matter. The whole energy about this card is that if she's single, she's happy with that. If she's attached, she's happy with that. She loves herself. She loves where she's at. She loves the direction she's going in. All of these things that are surrounding her, which imply a certain amount of abundance, luxury, prosperity, including the clothes that she's wearing. It's a card of empowerment and independence because nobody has given or gifted these things to her. Everything that she's enjoying are the fruits, the rewards of her own labor. She's reaping the rewards of her own labor. She's earned everything that she has. Nobody's given it to her. She's worked for it she worked for it herself. Nobody can take it from her. So it's a card about feeling independent, feeling empowered, feeling like you don't need to answer to anybody else, having a sense of abundance and independence and freedom, particularly in financial or material aspects, that concrete world that we live in. That's your overall energy and guidance. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is either where you're at or where you're really compelled, you're wanting to be at, because I feel like for a lot of you looking at this cards, it feels like this almost an overwhelming kind of longing or desire to, if you're not at this energy in your life, to be at this energy of your life, and considering new beginnings, ways of being able to do that. And for some of you, I think it's a smaller portion of you that are already living out this energy of the Nine of Pentacles. You may be a little bored, maybe considering starting to do something new, because I do get that energy, whether you're at the Nine of Pentacles or the Nine of Pentacles energy is your goal. It feels like you're kind of maybe bored, disconnected, restless where you are now, and you want to have a new beginning. You're considering new starts, tangible new changes and opportunities. It feels like maybe what you've done or what you've been doing is drawing to a close or needs to draw to a close because you're just not feeling it anymore. That actually kind of sums up the whole reading. I almost feel like I don't have to go through the cards, but of course, Virgo, I will. So we find ourselves at the beginning of July 2017 with the energy of the Seven of Cups, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. So the Seven of Cups. Cups is water energy. That's the element which governs the suit. And in the tarot, the suit of cups deals with that watery, mercurial world of feelings, emotions, relationships. It's all different kinds of relationships, all different kinds of love, and it's about our emotional landscape as well. The Seven of Cups is a card. It can sometimes be a card of not being grounded or practical enough, fantasy, illusion. All seven of these cups are filled with something, and what they're filled with basically is potential, but they're all impossibly perfect, impossibly beautiful. So it could be a card of considering a lot of options, some of which may not be, all that practical or reality based, but it can be a card of just kind of considering what you could do, what's possible. And it's accompanied by the Ace of Pentacles, some more earth energy here. Aces represent the number one, the beginning of something, the start of something new. Aces are seeds, and whether or not they grow to their full potential that's contained in their seeds depend largely on how they're taken care of. Seeds need to be planted in the right soil at the right time, and they need to be nurtured and taken care of so that they can grow and manifest to their full potential and then eventually end up giving back to you. So the Ace of Pentacles, so this is a new beginning, but it's earth energy. It's new beginning in earth energy and Pentacles. So this is a tangible new beginning. Often this card comes up for moving, relocating, starting a new job, a new project, something new, a new beginning, which is tangible and concrete in nature. So it looks like you start off the month, Virgo, kind of a feeling, kind of considering how to make this new beginning. Some of you may be in the process of already maybe moving or relocating or starting a new job. Some of you, and you're kind of considering, the possibilities moving forward. Some of you are already in something. You've been in something maybe for a while. Maybe you've You've been in a job for a certain time, and you're getting you feel like you either want to do something different or maybe move out of that. It could be where you're living. You want to make a move, move out of the place you're living, relocate somewhere else. And again, you're considering the possibilities. Wanting a tangible new beginning, a tangible new start, like a move, a physical move to another job, another career path, another home perhaps. You can apply this energy to relationships as well, although I'm not feeling for the majority of you that you're wanting a tangible new beginning in your relationship. For those of you who are already living out this Nine of Pentacles, lovely, independent, self-empowered energy, you may be feeling kind of bored where you're at, restless, maybe wanting to apply yourself to something, start something new, a new project, maybe working or going back to work if you're retired, or just, wanting to do something different with your life in a very tangible way. Now, next to that, we have the energy of the Fool, followed by the Four of Cups. Now, the Fool is right next to the Seven of Cups, and the Fool is not although I love the Fool, he's not always the most practical of people either. He's all about the steps of the journey. He's not very destination oriented. He knows he'll get to his goal in the time frame that he's meant to. This card can also represent taking a leap of faith, stepping outside your comfort zone, maybe trying something you've never tried before. But next to the Seven of Cups, which can be a card of reality, of fantasy, distraction, illusion, make sure that any tangible new beginnings or life-changing things that you set in motion, make sure that it's not just done on a whim because you may come to regret it. So make sure that you keep that lovely energy of the Fool of starting something new and considering the potential. But make sure you pack enough socks for the journey. We want to make sure there's water in the pool before you jump in it. So make sure that any particularly life-altering changes you make with new jobs or moving, that all the details are in place. Now, the Fool is accompanied by the Four of Cups too. This whole first four cards, it's like the first half of July. It's as if you're kind of restless, bored, disconnected, maybe wanting something new, thinking about what the possibilities are. The Four of Cups could be a card of boredom, restlessness, not feeling really grounded or appreciative even of the things you have, or the things you have maybe have lost their shine, even though this card could represent having a good life, a comfortable life, or a decent job. He has these three goblets upright, full, beautiful next to him, another beautiful one, maybe an opportunity being offered to him, but it's as if he's not really all that interested in it. It can be a card for you, I feel, especially looking at the cards that surround it. It's like the end of June going into July, it's kind of like a lot of you are bored, restless, whether you're retired and thinking about going back to work or starting something new, or you're already working and you're thinking about, I'm done, I really want to do something different, I'm not feeling this anymore, or even moving or relocating. Whatever it is, it's like you want to move on into something new, and it's like the first few weeks of July, end of June, you're kind of thinking, what could I do? I could do this, I could do that. Some of you may be in the process of moving or relocating or starting a new job, but I feel like for the majority of you, it's something that you're wanting, and so you're just kind of running through all the possibilities. Because it feels like where you're at has run its course. You've reached this milestone. You're kind of done with what you're doing, even if what you're doing has been nothing. You're kind of done with that, and you're kind of thinking back over the whole path, everything that it's taken to get you from where you started to where you are now. Because next we have the World card, which kind of sums that up, and the Nine of Cups. So the World card is a major arcana card, and it's a card of having reached a milestone. It's a card of completion. It's the last major arcana card in the deck. It's kind of like, my analogy for the World card is like you've climbed a mountain, and you've climbed perhaps a variety of mountains in your life, but this mountain has had some particular significance for you, and you've reached the top of it. You're at the pinnacle. You made it, and you're kind of looking back over the path, everything that it took to get you from where you started to there, all the times that you maybe thought you couldn't do it or failed, or just kind of giving yourself a pat on the back and acknowledging everything that it took to get you to where you're at. And again, considering the possibilities of what lies ahead too. It's kind of a completion milestone card, kind of the breath before something new starts. And it's paired with the Nine of Cups, some more emotional water energy here. The Nine of Cups is considered the wish fulfillment card, like getting what you want. It could be this combination of cards. Perhaps perhaps you are retiring this month, or it could be too that this is, for some of you, this is a continuation of this energy you're feeling. The world, I've reached this end point, this completion point in my life. What am I going to do now? What are the possibilities? What's the potential? I want to make a tangible new change, a tangible new start. The Nine of Cups could represent, for some of you, perhaps you got a big sum of money or a great retirement package, or even winning the lottery. This is the wish fulfillment, the overabundance card. Your cup's running over, having so much that you have enough to share with friends and family, much more than you actually need. Some of you, it's more contemplation energy. Okay, I've reached this completion point. What's going to make me happy now? Where am I going to find this sense of abundance and fulfillment and happiness? Some of you have already reached this point, maybe around the second or third week. Something comes to an end. Perhaps there's a celebration. Yeah, again, retirement. Perhaps you win some money, or there's something that you win, and it makes you feel like you're on top of the world. Something has come together for you. Maybe some of you are winning a contest or a lottery or something like that, and it's making these new beginnings possible. Or something is just drawing to a close and you're considering where are you going to do next? Where are you going to find your happiness, your joy, your sense of abundance and prosperity, particularly in a material sense, because I feel like a lot of you, this is material, this is financial, material, or physical, new beginnings and abundance that you want. You want to feel kind of independent, on top of the world. And those of you that are kind of already there, it's basically about, what do I do next? Now, at or towards the end of July 2017, we have the energy of the Ace of Wands, followed by the Five of Swords. So another ace, new beginnings here. This is dynamic new beginnings. This is Wands. Wands is governed by the element of fire, so it's a dynamic suit. It's all about building, creating, manifesting. So it's creative energy, and it's very forward-moving, forward-thinking, forward-looking. So it's exciting new beginnings, action-oriented new beginnings. It could be at the end of July, things have come together, and you're actually beginning to take action on a new beginning, a new project, a new job, a new place. Maybe you've moved or relocated, or moved and relocated in order to start a new job. Now, the Ace of Wands is paired with the Five of Swords. Swords is air energy. This is mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. And the Tarot, the Suit of Swords, deals with what goes on up in our heads, our belief systems, how we look at things, words, ideas, and how we communicate those. The Five of Swords is technically a card of victory. I say technically because you can see this man has just won a battle, a fight, a challenge of some kind, and his enemies or opponents are obviously defeated. He's gathered up their weapons and he's holding his own aloft in victory. But the energy of the card and the appearance of the card, it doesn't have a particularly happy look to it. I mean, he's won, but the atmosphere still seems kind of bleak. And this is a battle which has cost a lot. He's tired, worn out, exhausted. He's bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. So this represents a victory that comes at a cost, or has come at a cost. And sometimes this card can represent, the people on the ground behind him can represent a victory which comes at the cost of other people, or of personal relationships. Sometimes in business it can represent getting ahead, but getting ahead at the cost of other people, kind of like stepping on other people on the way up the ladder. So be vigilant about that energy, because it will come back around to you at some point in some form. But it can also just represent a victory which has come at a high cost, meaning that, and it could be that making that, actually beginning these new beginnings, starting on whatever this new thing is at the end of July. It may be for some of you that you've decided that your happiness lies in a certain way, in a certain place, in a certain direction, on a certain path. And even though maybe people around you don't agree with that, you're remaining true to yourself and you're embarking on this new adventure, this new start, even if it may create some discord in personal relationships. Or it could be that just everything that it's taken to get you to having this new beginning at the end of the month, particularly with that World card, that completion card. It's kind of like, finally, because you put so much into it, it's cost so much, it's taken so much effort, but you're kind of off and running at the end of the month. I'm curious, let me just pull a couple more cards to see how this plays out for you. The Empress, new beginnings, fertility, planting the seeds for a new beginning. The Ace of Cups, new emotional beginnings, emotional awakenings. The Six of Swords, sailing away from a troubled time. Yeah, it's like you're you're going through this struggle or challenge or this place where you want to get out, you want to start something new, you're not really sure, you're bored, you're disconnected, you want to do something different, you've reached this milestone completion part, maybe it's been a successful completion. What do I do next? Where's my happiness? How can I find this sense of abundance or continuous this place of abundance? And then at the end of the month, it looks like you actually are off and running. You're actually beginning in a physical way to affect these new changes. So kind of exciting energy at the end of the month. So it's kind of split with that contemplative energy the first 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And then at the end of the month, boom, you're off and going, Virgo. So Virgo, that pretty much sums up your July 2017 reading. I hope you have enjoyed it, that it's brought you some insight, wisdom, some clarity of some kind, because that's why we do these readings. And forewarned is forearmed as well. We know what to kind of keep an eye out for. Again, if this hasn't resonated for you, then watch your rising and your moon sign videos as well. And if anyone is interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, just click on that about or description button on my YouTube channel's homepage. Feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all again in probably about a week for the love snapshots for July, so keep an eye out for those. And until then, Virgo, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.